Okay, so first we are on week 9.5 of my aligners. And I'm tickled pink. I am 100 times more smiley as a result. Um, so yeah, 5 more weeks to go. They are not tracking perfectly on the bottom. Like I can see where the aligners are off just a bit. But I do believe that they're going to continue to fit closely enough all the way through to get the desired result. And I've also found a couple external websites where I can go and get a retainer made for whatever position my teeth are in. So if I'm happy with how they look prior to that, which I'm thinking on the top I might be. But anyways, you don't care about that. It's irrelevant right now. What is relevant right now is that I have spent approximately a month going around to different jiu-jitsu training facilities trying to find one where I could train long term. And so what happened is a friend invited me to Milwaukee to check out a MMA style gym up there, and it was so much fun. It was the first time my aggression had ever been welcomed with any sort of joy. And I use the word aggression loosely, all right? Usually what people tell me is I'm just so assertive or something that they inevitably follow up with, and it's not a bad thing. But then they act like, but could you still take it down a notch? And the thing is, I certainly can take it down a notch, but there's that piece of energy that I haven't had an outlet before, and suddenly there's an outlet and it's welcomed. When did human beings stop playing? Like, that's all it is two dogs fighting with each other. I just think it's the most natural thing. So anyways, Jiu-Jitsu is split into some subdivisions. There's the traditional art where you wear a gi, and then there's more wrestling / grappling style ground fighting in typically spandex. And after having tried both, I gotta overwhelmingly say the spandex is the way to go for me. One, because I don't want my room taken over by laundry. I would probably, half my room would be gis drying out. Also, the grappling is a lot more fast-paced, and I like that intensity. Let's see, what else? I feel that that's probably where jiu-jitsu is going. I mean, there's so much cross of the disciplines, it's really not even fair to say that. It's just a style that I really preferred, and I love the place that I found. I never thought I would sound like a middle-aged woman Yelp review, but it's a great family environment. It's really wonderful to see the different levels. And the guy used to work at Export, and let me tell you, there's nothing I love more than seeing people who worked at Export get their own thing. Because that was the ultimate dream of you had to have that mentality to make it at Export. So, anywho's, I'm just happy for him and his family. The location is really good, and what I'm getting for the monthly rate is very good. I did not choose it. Like, the environment was huge. The energy was huge. The instruction is good. I wouldn't say he was the instructor that I would have handpicked out of all the ones I got to see. I would not say that. But the environment really made up for it. So make of that what you will. Perhaps a year from now, I wish I would have made a more technical choice. I don't know. All I can do is be very aware of my body to try and prevent injury, which that is a concern to me. I'm not a spring chicken. This is, it is a full contact sport. So there's that. I told the black belt lady who'd been doing it for 10 years, she was the first and only woman to pin me, by the way, this whole month. Now, I didn't roll with as many women as men, but there were also, most of the men couldn't pin me. Now, I don't know if they were going easy. They might have been. But you would think if someone had a 6-minute round, they would pin you at least once. If it seems like a struggle for them the whole time and they don't pin you, well, maybe they really couldn't. So that was my interpretation. meaning I had no idea what I was doing and I couldn't really pin anybody else, but I didn't get pinned. Oh, man. And they also said I moved like a wrestler, which I have no idea. I hope that's of advantage in this particular setting. Time will tell. Anyways, it was just really an honor, so many of the places that I got to go. And I'm not going to name any names or give super specific details because overwhelmingly it was just such a positive experience, and I couldn't believe that so many places are willing to bring in, honestly, a total stranger into their little house community, because that's really what it is. So that was a privilege. The business models are really interesting. I swear, this IT thing I do for auto dealers right now, all I gotta do is switch and do it for Jiu Jitsu studios. That's it. I mean, it's gonna be way less complex. It's also a lot fewer users, so I would need more of them. But how many Jiu Jitsu studios are there really in the Chicagoland area? So I'd have to look at those specs. Media content producing is something I could do as well. Like I could learn to build websites and build them websites. I feel like that would probably be a pretty high return on time spent if I got at all decent at it. Would it also give me more control for billing? Okay, so I will look into that. Sorry to subject you to my late night business plan. What else? A question I got that seems very normal to ask would be, well, this is a full contact sport and you've got two genders rolling together. Is that ever an issue? And I would say the overwhelming majority of the time, it is not an issue. You are there to roll, and you can tell who else is there to roll, and those kind of people tend to roll together, and life is good, and we're focused on that higher goal of learning. And then every now and then, you'll get the guy who's just gleeful about it. Oh, you guys know who you are, and we don't like you. Just be aware. Anywho's. If you want to roll with a woman and have her be comfortable, like I'm a pretty comfortable, aggressive woman, and I think probably most women who would show up to a jiu-jitsu class would also be that way. Therefore, I mean, you gauge the intensity at the beginning and you gradually take it up. I'd say pretty much every guy I rolled with had the ability to do that. None of them, I never felt like one of them was going to injure me, or I don't know what else. And that might just be because I'm strong. I don't know. But I never felt uncomfortable. In terms of the, like, specifically gender opposite, I mean, you're going to notice whether someone's attractive or not, but I'm not going to choose who I'm rolling with based off of that. Like, I'm still going to roll with a guy even if I don't think he's cute. And if I think he's cute, that's irrelevant to what we're there to do. So it's just not something I think about. And I think that probably the majority of people at MAT have that same mentality, or they're already dating or married to someone who is also at that MAT. So that's very interesting. Anyways, I'm just stepping into a new community, and I just want to have a good time and get to know people. So yeah. My rash guard gets here tomorrow. It's black, and it has Medusa on the front. How awesome is that? Anyways, if you would like any school recommendations, ask me in your message what you're looking for, because like I chose environment over necessarily the specific instructor. And you might care more about the specific instructor. I also thought about getting privates. I meant to text Adam. Did I text Adam? I typed the text to Adam. I have not sent it yet. Okay, so I have to text him and tell him that I signed up somewhere else. Anyways, have a beautiful rest of your night.